Have you ever had a friend who was bad for you? Maybe they made fun of you behind your back, took advantage of you, or never listened to you. But despite all this, you still can't let go of them. Why is that? Jungian psychology has an explanation. In today's video, we'll be looking at the toxic friend that you can't let go of through the lens of Jungian shadow analysis. Carl Jung developed his theory of the shadow based on his observations that people often have qualities that they don't like about themselves and reject, which then end up manifesting in their unconscious mind as inferior character traits or even other people. We'll use a few examples to help illustrate this concept. Your toxic friend could be someone who always belittles you, whether it's by making fun of your appearance, criticizing how you do things, or undermining your intelligence. Every time they speak, they make you feel inferior and small. And when you confront them about it, they either deny doing it or deflect by criticizing you for being too sensitive. So, why do you stay friends with them? The answer may lie in your own psyche. Maybe deep down inside you have a part of yourself that you despise, a part that you keep hidden because it doesn't feel good to acknowledge. Perhaps this part of you is selfish, lazy, or insecure, and you find it easier to see these qualities in someone else than to look within yourself. Your friend acts as a mirror, reflecting back the parts of you that you refuse to see. By spending time with them, you reconfronted with these qualities and given the opportunity to integrate them into your personality and ultimately destroy the image of yourself that you loathe so much. If this sounds familiar to you, you might want to take a closer look at how you treat others and ask yourself if you might be harboring some negative feelings towards them. After all, the truth is that we all have both good and bad qualities, and sometimes the people we dislike the most only hate what we hate about ourselves. Sometimes a toxic friend can make you feel like you're nothing special. For instance, they might tell you that you're not talented or intelligent enough, and that they could easily find someone better than you. Or perhaps you're too needy, too sensitive, or not attractive enough. In relationships like this, you're constantly being reminded of your shortcomings, and it can wear you down over time until you start believing it as true. You might start feeling hopeless and believe there's no point in trying to improve yourself. It can feel like your friend is intentionally trying to crush your spirit and make you feel worthless. And although it might seem impossible to understand why someone would treat someone else so badly, Jungian psychology suggests that this person may be acting as a catalyst to help you integrate the shadow aspect of yourself that is causing this dynamic in the first place. By confronting you with this rejected part of yourself, they're giving you an opportunity to become whole and complete. The key is to recognize this pattern and break free from the cycle of negativity. You can do this by becoming more aware of your inner thoughts and emotions and accepting all parts of yourself, both positive and negative. This will allow you to release the grip that this toxic individual has on your psyche and move forward towards healing and wholeness. Toxic friends are experts at taking advantage of you. They'll use any means necessary to get what they want, whether it's manipulating you with guilt trips, playing the victim, or simply threatening to end the friendship if you don't comply. When someone treats you so poorly, it can be hard to understand why you would want to continue the relationship. But Jung believed that these kinds of toxic individuals can actually be beneficial to us in a strange way. They force us to confront the parts of ourselves that we would rather ignore. Maybe you have a tendency to be passive-aggressive or manipulative, but you don't like to admit it. This part of your personality becomes integrated into your shadow and manifests as a toxic friend who uses these tactics against you. By interacting with this person, you are able to become more aware of your own shadow self and work towards integrating these traits into your conscious personality. This allows you to become more whole, complete, and authentically yourself. However, it's important to remember that while this process can be helpful, it can also be challenging. Confronting our own negative traits is never easy, and it takes courage and self-awareness to do so. Ultimately, though, the rewards of becoming more integrated are well worth the effort. Have you ever been stuck in an argument with a friend that just didn't seem to make sense? 1 minute, everything seems fine, and the next you're in the middle of a heated debate over something trivial. Toxic relationships like this can be incredibly draining and confusing, especially when it feels like the other person is deliberately trying to provoke you. In these situations, it's important to remember that your friend isn't necessarily trying to cause trouble. Instead, they may be acting as a mirror, reflecting back to you the aspects of yourself that you've rejected or suppressed. Carl Jung called this phenomenon the shadow, and it refers to the unconscious part of our personality that contains all the qualities we dislike about ourselves. When we interact with someone who embodies these qualities, we have the opportunity to integrate them into our conscious personality and become more whole. Of course, this can be difficult and uncomfortable at times, but ultimately it's essential for our personal growth and development. By embracing the parts of ourselves that we find unacceptable or unlovable, we can learn to accept and love ourselves more fully. And this acceptance is the key to breaking free from the cycle of toxicity and creating healthier relationships. Another reason why you might stick around for more of the same treatment is that your toxic friend brings out the worst in you. You might find yourself becoming more negative, cynical, or pessimistic when you're around them. You may even start to enjoy being mean and spiteful to others, as it gives you a sense of power and control in your life. Jung believed that our darkest side has its own form of enjoyment, a perverse pleasure that comes from indulging in the things we know we shouldn't. It can be a relief to finally let loose and not have to worry about being judged or criticized for our behavior. However, once you give into this temptation, it can become a slippery slope. Before you know it, you're spending all your time with this toxic friend, and you're starting to enjoy the negative feelings that come along with it. You might even find yourself looking forward to the next fight or argument, because it gives you a chance to express the anger and resentment you've been holding on to. This is where the danger lies. If you let this behavior continue unchecked, it could eventually consume you entirely and turn you into the very thing you despise. To avoid this fate, it's important to recognize the signs early on and take steps to protect yourself. Spend less time with toxic people and focus on building relationships with those who bring out the best in you. Remember that true strength comes not from indulging in our basest desires, but from resisting them and striving to be better. We all know that having a toxic friend can be extremely painful and damaging to our emotional well-being. But did you know that it can also be a catalyst for personal growth. According to Jungian psychology, every negative interaction we have with someone is an opportunity to confront the shadow aspects of ourselves that need to be integrated into our conscious personality. By facing these challenging emotions head-on and working through them in a healthy way, we can become more whole, complete, and authentically ourselves. We hope this helps you gain insight into why some friendships might not be as beneficial as you thought, and encouraged you to take responsibility for your own shadow material instead of blaming others for your negative feelings. What are your thoughts on this topic? Have you ever had a friend who was bad for you? Share your experiences below. Don't forget to like and share this video if it helped you, and subscribe for more insightful mental health videos. Thanks for watching.